All right, so you've heard about TopLeft, maybe you're using it, and about Agile, but it can feel daunting to get this adopted, and especially getting your full team using it. And that's where the true value comes through with TopLeft. And so we've seen that companies doing it on their own, using our videos or books, it can take over a year or sometimes never before they get it fully adopted. So we came up with this offering to basically for rapid, and we call it a rapid implementation in about 30 to 60 days, again, depending on your team's availability of getting those meetings in and your commitment, your dispatch and your project management will be greatly improved. And so we're delivering this together with Tennille Simpson, who's here with me. And she's very experienced in doing Agile and doing this in an MSP with ConnectWise. So she's helping TopLeft clients with this. So we'll just go through this together. Welcome here, Tennille.
Thanks, Wim.
Yeah, so we've got 5 steps on this project, which will send you in a proposal. Let's get a discussion. But yeah, it starts with the fit check. So when we do the fit check, what are you looking for?
It does. So the fit check is a 1-hour session where we talk to you about what is going well, what's not going well, what do you want to get out of moving to Agile and TopLeft, what's the value that you want to get. Make sure that what you're expecting fits with what you will get. Make sure that your company culture, etc., is a great fit for Agile and TopLeft, and make sure that you'll ultimately be successful, or talk through any challenges that you might have and make sure that we're ready to address those.
Yep. And what are some red flags you've seen?
I think one of the biggest concerns of people moving to this methodology is often scheduling, right? If I don't schedule it, how is it going to get done? And understanding how Kanban works and getting comfort that your delivery will actually happen faster and it'll happen in order of priority rather than order of schedule.
Yep. Okay. And then, then from there, we get into reviewing their current workflow. So what are we looking for with that?
Yes, so that working session, we're really going to dive into the processes that you're following today. And ultimately, our desire is to keep with the processes that you have today in order to create as minimal change needed as possible. That being said, we need to make sure that you have all of the statuses that are required for the process flow that you're following, etc., and just make sure that your processes today are really clean and fit with that Kanban methodology.
Yep. Yeah, and what are some of the situations you've seen with MSPs?
One status that I find that a lot of MSPs don't have is they'll have waiting on customer or waiting on third party. And then when that waiting period's over, when that information is received, it needs to come back into the flow. And oftentimes there's not a status for that. So creating that status in order to indicate, hey, this has already been started, you have the needed information and we're ready to continue.
Yep. And then we've seen that some people are not using the PSA properly, of the time is all going into one ticket on the project, or they're just not scoped properly.
Or just not updating the ticket status, right?
Yep. Poor notes, many things there. And then customizing the Kanbans for them, so that which they may have been using TopLeft already or not. But what's your process there to get them a good Kanban to start with?
I think really understanding the intent and how they're working today. And this is where I feel like we do a lot of customization. Some teams are ready to move to a priority priority layout is what I should probably say, where they're really focused on priorities. Some companies are more customer based, etc. And so really this is where we narrow in for the customer. And one of the things that I love the most about TopLeft is the fact that it does allow for that customization based upon what the customer's needs are. And I feel like this is a really high value point of this program in order to allow in order to narrow in on the value or the customization for the specific customer.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, we have our recommended boards and videos and training on that, but this really dials it in for that MSP based
Yep.
on what you have in your ConnectWise, Halo, Autotask, whatever. Great. And then I think these last two steps is really where it comes together with training the team.
Training the team. So taking agile methodologies, taking the culture and the customizations that we've done for the individual company and merging them into a true customized training that allows the customer to immediately understand what changes are needed and springboard into those.
Yeah. And this is vital because we can spend all the time configuring it on our own without getting the team on board, seeing what's in it for them, that they get the purpose and the why, the big picture.
Yep.
It's crucial. And
it also really helps with the change management. We're changing the way that people work. There's often questions, concerns, and I think it's great to have somebody that's had a lot of experience with those in the past to be able to answer those questions and really kind of relieve some of those anxieties.
Yeah. And then there's the inertia of the status quo of how they've been doing it for sometimes 5, 10, 15 years. Yep. So you have to overcome that of just a new way, and it's not wrong, good or wrong or bad. It's just a new way and new muscle memory to build. So
exactly.
Yeah. And finally, this is huge for that adoption and the habits. But yeah, installing the daily huddle.
Yes.
So what happens there?
So daily huddle is a daily 15-minute check-in in order to talk through the work ahead, any blockers, any issues, and really address those as a team. And this, I feel like, is one of those things that we get a lot of hesitation with, right? Like, how can my team meet for 15 minutes a day? And I'll return that with, well, do you have a weekly meeting? Yeah, we already have a 2-hour weekly meeting. So let's remove that 2-hour weekly meeting. Let's refocus that to 15 minutes. Let's save that time, make it an improved session on an ongoing basis, and really get that wheel turning quickly.
Yep. It's huge. And because we can do all the, go ahead.
Sorry, no. I think a key point here is that 15-minute meeting. It's nice to have somebody who's done it in the past successfully in order to coach the team through it. Otherwise, you can fall into some of the pitfalls, such as spending the entire meeting talking about kind of one issue rather than taking that offline when it's truly needed to dive into it. Other pitfalls are going around the room saying, what are you working on today? But then dropping some of those key priorities that are on the board. So having a coach to help you get that meeting started properly, and then you can continue it going forward.
Yep. Yep, it's huge. I've just talked to many clients where they're going through the motions. I've seen it with my own team in my MSPs as well. And it's got to be effective. And this is, we can do all the training up front, and you can do a full day training with the team, whatever. But none of the habits will stick. It happens through the daily coaching in the huddle of reducing work in progress and all the concepts, the methodology with Agile and Kanban and Lean really happens in that meeting.
Yeah.
Changing behaviors.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Good. Okay. So yeah, if you're interested in this, reach out to our team and we'll get that fit check scheduled. So thank you again to Neil.
Thanks, Wim.